Hello and welcome everybody, my name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at HBAR again. This has moved down nicely into the green support zone that we were sort of targeting out in the previous video. So we're going to actually have a look at where we think this is going and whether we think we're going to bounce from here. But before we jump into that, I'd like to say thank you for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and why not leave us some feedback down in the comment section below. We're always happy to hear from you guys, whether that's coin requests or anything you'd like us to look at in the videos or change within the videos. Always happy to hear from you. Okay, so let's jump into the price action now. So previously what we were looking for is that we were looking, and in the previous video I said I didn't trust this move to the upside, and I said it is possible that it could look to break up, and this was our support zone that we were looking for, but we've actually just blasted straight through that. So now what are we left with? We did have this little zone over here indicated in the previous video as a potential endpoint for this fifth wave, though the structure within this move is indicating that actually we might look to move a little bit lower within this zone, though we have to just wait for more confirmation. So there's a couple of ways we can look at this move. We can potentially look at this as an extended wave 1, and that would be basically that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5 into this low point, and this would be a wave 2. So this could be, like I said, an extension within this wave 1, and we have a wave 2 here, which could mean that actually what we're going to get is a slightly shorter wave 3. So technically speaking, this wave 3 could have completed within this low point here, and we could be looking for a fourth and a fifth to the upside. Fourth wave to the upside, and then an additional fifth wave to the downside. So if this was the case and we were finished here, basically this fourth wave we'd be looking to target sort of at a maximum zone, this 50% area, which is a 0394 area, but anywhere between this 8384 all the way up to this zone here. But the most common areas are the 0391 and this 0394 zone would be that 50% and that 382. Those are the most common areas for fourth wave, but it depends exactly what structure we get here. So if this is the case, we wouldn't, unless it develops into a flat correction, we wouldn't really want to lose this 0380 area again. You can technically get a B wave cross below this because it's a fourth wave. We could look for a B, like a flat correction, and we actually look to break this low point and then we push back up to the upside. Alternatively, what we can have here, and this is just a slightly different way of counting this move, is we could actually have some extension within this move itself. And what we'd be looking at then is the potential that what we have is actually a 1, 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5 into here, 4 and a 5. So if I just actually drop this on there, let's change this color so we can talk about them individually. Let's make it green actually. Different color. There we go. So this would actually indicate, if this is playing out, that potentially we are still within this green third wave, which, looking at this current structure, could mean that we could actually have this teal fourth wave and fifth wave play out, and then have an additional fourth and fifth wave play out. So the important thing with this then is effectively that if we were still within this structure that we have marked out here, what we could see is that we could actually look to push down past this 0365. So why is this important? Basically, the idea within this is that we could, because if we treat this as a extended wave 1, we could have a shorter third and fifth wave. Though if it actually develops into a regular 5-wave move where the third wave is actually extending, what we could see is a push down into this zone for this 365 for this green wave 3, and then actually we'll have an additional fourth and fifth wave like this. If we do manage to move down into that area, basically what we'd be looking for is a move back up potentially into this 386, the 0.386 area to this 0.392 as a maximum for this fourth wave, and what we'd then be looking for is that continuation to the downside. If we do manage to reach this impulsive trigger, the target area for this move would actually be this 0.3 was 359 to this 349 area. That would be a typical zone we could look to target out with this as a fifth wave if this plays out like this. You can see this is lower than this point here, though it's more important about the actual wave structure than these fib relationships, because sometimes they will just overshoot a little bit or they won't quite reach them. It just depends on the current structure. So within this move of looking for this extension within the third wave here, what we'd want is actually to see a fourth wave play out here. And typically speaking, like we said previously, this fourth wave would look to target out this 0391 to this 0394, though it has met the minimum requirement here already. So if we do actually just start to break down, then it's possible that we just progress down here, and we could just move down into this 365 area, and we just have a completed fourth wave here. However, should we move back to the upside, this zone of this 0382 and this 0.5, these would be interesting zones for me to sort of look to target out. We can see that this 0.5 actually brings us quite close up to this top point here. And if we look at this previous wave 2, it is possible we could get this as a zigzag formation, which would actually look to push higher up if it does play out. However, we could also get something like a triangle develop here. It's really too early to tell. If we don't hold this low point, we could actually get a flat correction as well, like we did previously talk about. If it's a flat correction, we'd probably look to target out this 391 zone before pushing down. So it depends where exactly this fourth wave goes, but in validation of this fifth wave to the downside, I'm just going to leave that there on that 50%. In validation of these moves as shown is by moving above this 0401 for the teal 5-wave move, and then additionally by moving past this 0406 for the green move. Moving back above those two zones would actually indicate that we have completed here, and effectively we'd have to just look at the structure again, because it wouldn't really make sense if we complete here. So that's why I still think we've got some downside potential here. If we do manage to move down to this 365, then this 0359 to the 051 area is the area I'd be looking at. However, should we fail to reach this zone, it would change us slightly. Like I said, because if we treat this as an extended wave 1, this wave 3 might not actually move all the way down there. It might move slightly shorter, and then we might still get this additional fourth wave to the downside, fourth wave to the upside, and then an additional fifth wave to the downside, and this would look to complete this this 5-wave move here with the brackets. And basically what this would actually mean is, I need to actually change this because it is the wrong degree. If we just change this to a bigger degree, there we go. However, I would still be looking for the potential of this additional fourth wave here. So in the previous video, if you didn't watch it, give it a watch. We go over sort of the structure from top to bottom. So it's a good idea if you haven't watched it already. It will give you a lot of insight. But basically within this move here, what we could be looking for is this yellow fourth wave move to the upside again. And this would actually indicate that we still have an extension to the downside. So the previous fourth wave is within this zone here. And we did talk about, we can count this from various points within this move, depending on whether we look at it as a triangle or a WXY. And basically within this, we'd be looking for a move back up into this red box zone of the 0518. Minimum area would be the 0432. So this would be our sort of range. And until we got more structure, we wouldn't know exactly where it would be, but looking at the previous structure, this 702 and this 786 would be quite an interesting zone, though the 50% on the 618 zone would also be quite an interesting area to have a look at. So yeah, basically within this, I do think that we still have some downside here, and unless we move back above those points that we talked about, these previous waves, 401 and a 406, I think it was, yeah. Basically, unless we move back above those points, it would be more likely that we actually start to break down some more, and this would be my sort of target area that I'm looking at, this 359 to this 0351 area. I do think we are setting up to have a bounce to the upside. It's just whether we have this sooner rather than later. So we can see here that we're sort of struggling to, we're retracing here, and we wouldn't want to really come much deeper than this if we're looking for this as a fourth wave. We can see that it is, however, looking to break down, so it is possible that we do start to move straight down from this zone, and actually our fourth wave is completed here, and we're looking for this fifth wave to the downside. Like I said previously, that fifth wave area, should we look to break down directly from here, would be typically this 0378 to this 0375 zone. That would be a typical area we'd look to target, but we haven't lost the low yet, but it is looking quite probable because we're starting to break through this 854 zone. Breaking through that actually indicates that we have more potential of actually just starting to drop even further within this move. So those are the target areas that we're looking out for. Like I said, if we do actually progress down and we make it to this 365 zone, basically what we'd be looking at here is the potential that we have an additional leg to the downside here. So we need to give it a little bit of time. I do think that we're going to get a bounce at some point here within this move. It would typically, if this green wave plays out, it would be up towards this endpoint here. Though we need to be careful because there is a lot of potential of extensions within these moves, and sometimes when the extensions are happening in real time, it's very difficult to see them. So we'll have to see whether we actually make it down to this 0365 area, or if we actually end it shorter like we have marked out here, where it's actually could be potentially completed already, and then we look for this fourth wave to the upside from here. If this is completed, basically what we'd be looking at is, like I said, a move back up to this 0394 to this 0399 area at a maximum, and then that continuation to the downside with this green 5-wave move. If this does play out, obviously this target area here would also be slightly different, and that would be towards, let's throw this on here, this 0372 to this 0364. That would be the area we'd look to target out should we fail to move and break down past this 0365. And the important area to the upside here would be a movement back above this 0406. Though really, until we break back above this high point here at, let's get a mark on this, at this 0444, effectively we can't rule out any further extension to the downside. For as long as we stay below this point, we could actually set this up as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We move up again for a wave 2, get rejected, and actually break down even further, and then we have a bigger extension than we initially thought that we had. So we'll keep an eye on these moves and try to keep you up to date as the moves happen. But these are the areas of interest for me at the moment. And yeah, just be careful out there. You know, if you're going to be trying to trade any of these, please use proper risk management. And talking about risk management, within the link below, there's an affiliate link for BYBIT. It really is a great exchange. It's the one that we use when we're trading. You know, you can set your trade up, put in your take profit, stop loss, and it shows you your liquidation, how much you're risking versus how much you're going to look for as a reward. It really is a great exchange. If you haven't got one, using the affiliate link helps support the channel. Also in the description below, you'll also find a link to Discord. This is a great place to come and chat with us. You know, it's free to join, so once you're in the general chat area, just mention a member of staff. We'll be happy to help you out with anything. And yeah, why not just come and give us a visit? Okay, so with all that said and done, I hope everyone has a great day, and we will see you in the next video. Take care out there, everybody.